For fans, by fans. Section 336, the next generation of Baltimore sports talk.
Today on the show, with 2 weeks left of the baseball season, we are down to the final stretch. Will the Orioles have what it takes to hold on to a playoff spot? Plus, we will talk about the Baltimore Ravens' amazing comeback. And we will get real deep into a conversation about why O's fans seem to dislike the Orioles. All that and more on this edition of Section 336.
Section 336.com. Buckle up, birds, be ready to ride. Your host, Matt, Josh, and Bert are ready to fly. Baltimore's best, Section 336, the #1 sports broadcast. Get your fix. What's the news? Let's talk about Buck, our favorite Orioles. What's the latest lineup? Home runs and stolen bases. This is a trip. Stay tuned in at 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336. We are the next generation of Baltimore sports talk. I am your endearingly studying host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the zany Bert Rode.
What up, 336ers?
And as always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh Soroka.
How long does the next generation last?
Well,
Is it until like Scott and Jeremy are off the air?
No, because
then are we the generation?
Well, no, this is like the Dippin Dots, the ice cream of the future. We
We
are the podcast of the future.
We are
forever.
but the podcast of the future is much better tagline.
Yeah.
Star Trek: The Next Generation was like 9 seasons.
When do we get our kiosks at like King's Dominion?
But no, this is what we're cutting edge, Josh. Before you know it, Scott Garceau and Jeremy Conn will be on Facebook Live feeds. Like, we're just always pushing the envelope, setting the new trends.
The only problem with that is Dippin Dots is a crappy version of ice cream. So you can say it's the ice cream of the future, but it's the bad ice cream of the future.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind this podcast having the success that Dippin Dots has had. Huh?
Yeah, I don't understand the success of Dippin Dots.
No one does.
You don't. Wait, do either of you like Dippin Dots?
When it first came out, when did Dippin Dots first come out?
Like we were kids.
1990?
Like 2000? Maybe
No,
before that.
Wow, early.
no,
Yeah.
like 1990.
When we were kids, you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
1990.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it was 90.
Yeah, and you could only get it at like amusement parks.
Right, at Six Flags. And at Six Flags, that was pretty cool then.
Well, yeah, you get out of the wave pool, you go on over and get some Dippin Dots.
And it was different, it was
Wave
cool.
pool. I went in a wave pool this summer for the first time in probably 15 years.
Yeah.
Were the waves killer?
It was very disappointing because I remember like coming close to drowning in wave pools as a child, like literally putting my life in danger. And I get in it now and it's like, this is so weak. Like I've come closer to drowning in the real ocean as a 30-year-old man than in this rinky-dink little wave pool.
Wave pools were fun. The little siren goes off to tell you the waves are coming again.
And I was with my kids.
When I was at the
scaring
ocean,
them.
it settled down for a while, and then a siren went off and pushed it. And they've got like the lifeguards every 6 feet.
Yeah, well, I'm with Bert. Hashtag real talk. I've almost drowned in the open waters as well, and so I don't know why anyone would want to even have that experience.
Simulate it.
Yeah, why do you want to do that? That I want no part of that. All right, I don't mess with water and waves.
Yeah.
See, that's how I feel about those escape rooms. Why do I need to lock myself in the room and try to get out? I've done that accidentally plenty of times.
Oh, I've always wanted to do one of those rooms.
That's like a game, right?
Yeah, it's like a game. Like you got to find
I thought
clues.
we should do a 336 escape room.
I've locked my
Bring
stuff
in the
out
mics.
of things all the time. I've lost my car in times. Bringing the bikes?
Bringing the mics, do a 336 escape
All right,
special.
all right, that might be
we
fun.
all go in the escape room.
That might be
bring
fun.
the mics, and we got to get out.
Right, could you do it as like a team or something, right?
Yeah.
That could be
To
fun.
make it more exciting, put a bunch of Boston and Yankee fans in the room with us and just see where it goes.
Yeah, forget the mics. You got to bring cameras into that. By the way, Dippin Dots. In 1988, the Dippin Dots founder, Kurt Jones, changed the way the world enjoys ice cream.
When?
1988.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Found in May of 88.
Shut up.
By
Wow.
a microbiologist who pioneered the process of
stop. It's
cryogenic
not science.
encapsulation. It's just like freezing people's heads.
No.
Cryogenic
It's
encapsulation.
just, they took the ice cream and rolled into tiny balls. There's no science here.
They actually have guys. You ever see them at Camden Yards? They're back there actually like
Rolling them in little balls.
One,
Is
two.
it the same
three.
guys?
Oh, hold on! I gotta get about 1,000 more.
Right.
3.
It's the same guys that rub like the secret Delaware mud in all the baseballs.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, like they rub down every ball with mud.
There was an episode
Delaware
of Dirty
Mud?
Jobs about that.
Yeah, I think it's in Delaware, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
a
some
special
it's some
mud. We're all-
secret swamp. They won't tell you where in Delaware.
Yeah, where they rub down
That's
all the
in Delaware.
baseballs.
Well, that's top secret.
Yeah, if you want to get some mud for your balls, that's where you go.
Absolutely, it's the only place to do it. All right, what do we talk about at the top of the show? Do we have anything that we're pushing here? Anything to
Yeah.
We still got
promote-
Trumbo
to
shirts.
promote?
Yeah, we want to promote Locked On Ravens
Okay.
by Russell Street Report, which is a podcast, daily podcast, like 20 minutes a day.
Daily?
Daily.
Man.
Done by different writers each day from Russell Street Report. So I've been helping Ken out with his days. What I do with Ken is basically Ken does all the work, and I just go along for the ride. But he breaks down the defense and the offense. And go onto iTunes or Russell Street Report, or they're hosted by Audio Boom. So you can go on over to Audio Boom and check out Locked On Ravens.
And listen to Josh and see if he can swim at the depth of Ken, or if he drowns
No.
in a
No,
embarrassingly
no.
miserable fashion.
I feel like just
And
the fact that Josh is co-hosting this show with Mr. Film Study already makes him by default. He's going to be more knowledgeable of the Ravens this year
That's
than
true.
Matt or I
That's
ever
true.
will.
Sunday, we'll talk about the game later, but I sat down to the game and was like, all right, I got to pay more attention. I got to pay attention to the details and all, because I got to be able to keep up with Ken.
Did you actually sit down with a spreadsheet and go play by play? Who's on the field in this play?
No.
What formation are they using?
No. You want to know the secret? Ken sends me his notes, and I read his notes.
Well, I
and then I
expect
prep
you-
off of Ken's notes.
And I haven't listened
because he's way smarter than me.
He is in terms of football, and I haven't, or maybe in terms of just life, probably true too. But and I haven't listened to it yet. But I'm gonna start to listen to the Lockdown. What's it called? Locked Up.
Locked On Ravens.
Locked On Ravens.
Tony
Locked
does.
Up.
Tony does one or two a week, and then some of the other writers over there at Russell Street.
But
Report.
if you're gonna have Film Study on, Josh, when I listen, I'm gonna expect to hear at least one, if not two, jokes about him being locked in his basement watching film all day. I want you to slip in those jokes, right? He's not getting any air, not getting any sun. He's locked in his basement all day with just film.
I mean,
You might be
is
his own-
it a joke when it's real?
You might be his only human contact for the entire week, so you got to make that count. All right.
So, but
Good.
yeah, it's fun, and he's way super knowledgeable.
Oh, if you and I'm sure if you
And
listen to
yeah,
our show, you've heard Film
right.
Study on us. He's the best. Film Study is when it comes to the Ravens, the best.
Yep,
the best.
And the other guys are doing cool, different angles as well.
Yeah.
So it's a neat little show.
All right, check it out, people.
Hey, back to the Delaware Mud thing real quick.
Yeah.
Because that's why I've been quiet the last few minutes. I've been researching this. This is crazy. Mud that originates from the New Jersey side of the Delaware River. The mud is cleaned and screened before sale. Each year, the owner, Jim Bintliff, visits the mud source and returns with 1,000 pounds of it to store over the winter and sells it the following baseball season. And he told an interviewer,
Guy's selling mud.
if anybody happens to catch me in the act of harvesting this mud, I come up with a story to give them a reason I'm putting the mud in a bucket. I've told people I've used it in my garden. I use it for my rose bushes. I use it for bee stings and poison
it's
ivy.
secret mud.
Any kind of story. Secret mud.
Yeah, I'll send you the Dirty Jobs link, where Mike Rowe goes and plays in the mud and rubs down the balls.
Speaking of Mike Rowe, his parents are my parents' next door neighbors.
Then why is Mike Rowe not on this podcast?
I don't know. I gotta meet him sometime. I could get his parents on the podcast, but they don't have any dirty jobs to talk about. Probably.
I'm sure they're very interesting people.
Yeah.
I will totally take Mike Rowe's parents on the podcast.
Well, if I happen to bump into Mike Rowe next time visiting my parents, I will ask him to come on the show.
Visiting your parents. Don't you live with your parents?
Well, this is their second home.
Do we
Oh,
know,
okay.
is Mike Rowe an O's fan? Do we know where his...
he's
is he
a
baseball guy?
local Baltimore
I know
guy.
he's a Baltimore guy, but does he follow the team? I don't...
I'm
That's
sure
a
he
good
does.
question.
Whatever. Mike Rowe is now going to come on this podcast.
While we're
That's what I heard.
While we're dropping names and doing the introductory stuff, I told him I'd give him a shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to my student and the newest 336er, John, who said he'd be watching the live feed tonight. Hopefully he is. And this is dangerous, by the way, boys, because I got a student listening, so I gotta keep it PG here.
Keep it clean.
I gotta
And
keep
Mike
it clean.
Mike Rowe
Keep
is,
it clean,
is
please.
an Orioles fan.
Yeah, there's pictures of him at
And
the Orioles
here's a
game.
blog
Oh,
post
okay.
of him talking about the Orioles watching the game, and it's 2-3. Go Orioles.
All right.
So, yep.
All right, well, I'll try and stalk him for you guys. I'm on the case.
Get on it.
All right. Can we get some sports talk? Because last time I checked, this is
That unless you want to talk about your student.
a sports podcast. No, I just gave him a shout out. I'm done. We can move on.
Oh, okay. You want some pump up music?
Yeah.
Yeah, get us pumped up.
You know, I complained about this like last month when the Orioles first started promoting it. But this isn't a good like pump up, get ready for the postseason song,
It's a
is
good
it?
song, though.
I don't like country music.
I'm a fan of the song. I like it. It doesn't get me pumped up, but I like it.
It's well written lyrically. There's a lot of little Baltimore lingos in it and stuff like
Absolutely.
that. Ain't the beer cold? Oh,
Right.
oh, 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 ohs. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
It's cute.
It's a cute
I don't
song.
hate it. It's not a pump up music, and it's not the Thank You Fans video either. But the Thank You Fans video for this year,
It's just as lame.
it's super lame. It's lamer than that song.
Yeah.
I'd rather that song be the Thank You video.
I forgot to look up what the thank you video song was, but they were both this video. They're showing two videos now, and they're both lame. Like thank the fans. Videos.
Terrible. No wonder the attendance is so low.
The worst thing that Orioles PR ever did was a couple years ago make that awesome thank you video, because now everybody expects every year an awesome
Well,
video.
they did it. What, 2
You would
years,
think
3 years?
You would think that Oriole fans would rather the Orioles miss the playoffs but make an awesome stupid video for everyone to watch. Why are you all obsessed with this stupid video? I have no idea. I don't care if Tommy Hunter lip syncs to a song or not. It makes no difference whatsoever.
They set the bar high,
Yeah.
and now they're letting us down.
I don't care. I can't believe so many people do care about that. Who cares? I like my guys.
Right.
No video.
But doesn't this song pump you up?
Not the piano version, whatever you're playing.
Yeah, I don't know where the piano version came from. And then this was another year, right?
Yeah, the We Won't Stop year, that was
Yeah.
good.
Why are you getting all the piano versions of these songs?
No, this is the real version. It just starts with the piano. I don't know why the other was a piano version.
To those I've called friends, to those I don't yet know, all the places we've been.
So yeah, those were.
I mean, I'm not opposed to the videos. I just don't. It doesn't. Even the great videos I thought were cool, but I never went to the game just
No.
to see the
No
video.
But it just adds to my argument the past month about Orioles PR blowing it.
Okay, I want to. Do you want to start there as far as this discussion goes?
I didn't plan on it. It was listed as my bad for when we get that 3 up, 3 down.
By the way, Trey Mancini is
down.
about to make his major league debut at bat live on Tuesday night while we're recording this. He looks like how old is he? He looks like he's in his early 40s.
No, he's a young guy.
I know, but he looks older than his age.
I think he's not. He's not like a young prospect. I would guess he's
My-
like 27.
My TV.
We can look it up.
You guys got this TV over my shoulder. The one I'm looking at, the coloring screwed up or something. Everyone's got like super orange faces. So if I'm on the video looking back and forth, it's because I was trying to see if he really is that tan.
Yeah, you've got some kind of crazy
And then they-
Instagram
yeah.
filter on that
Yeah,
television.
then they showed his
I call
mom
that
and she was
the
real orange.
Donald Trump filter right there.
Yeah, it's the orange glasses.
It's very fitting.
What do you think Trey does in his first at bat? I'm going pop out.
Ground out.
Dong.
No one's using strikeout.
Oh, he's younger than I thought. By the way, he's 24.
Oh, there's the
Oh,
pop
there's
out.
the pop out.
Josh won.
Almost a dong, but a pop out.
I don't know if almost is the right word. So,
I was trying to help you out.
all right. So what do you want? What I don't
Reel
know.
us back in, Matt.
Do you guys want to get into Ravens first and get that out of the way, or you want to get into this Orioles? Why Orioles fans hate the Orioles?
Let's get into Dan Connolly.
All
Dan
right.
Connolly wrote an article. We tried to get him on. Couldn't come on this week, but that's not going to stop us from
No,
talking
I
about
read-
his article.
I read your Twitter conversation with Dan. That was the most gracious turn down I've ever seen.
What?
His rejection was very gracious of our show.
Oh.
Oh, well,
that's
yeah.
nice.
We've talked a few times about getting him on the podcast.
He's never been on the show.
No, we haven't had him on. We've had lots of conversations with him about
Yeah.
getting on, and we just haven't worked it out.
Yeah.
So I saw this article, and I said, well, that's a great chance for us to get him. But he's got some family stuff tonight.
Yeah, and I want to get into this article because I think this is. I've been thinking about this a lot. So, Josh, essentially, what was this article about?
Well, the headline, I got to
Oh
get
yeah,
off.
You don't even need to say what the article's about. The headline.
Right. Let's just go with the
Just give me
headline,
the
and we'll just
headline.
go from there.
We'll take it from there.
But definitely,
we can imagine what he would
going
write.
over to BaltimoreBaseball.com, which is Dan Connolly's site, and you can read his tap-in question. Seriously, why do O's fans dislike these Orioles, these O's, so much? Which is a great headline.
Yep.
And it's a good question.
Yep.
So,
And it's not really a misleading headline. It's pretty.
no.
The
No,
article's-
it's good.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
it gets
about
to
that.
and it's partially about attendance, but not really. It's more about this attitude of we just all year people expect these Orioles to fail.
Well,
So what do you think it is? Do you think I was trying to think of different why? Is it because in January we were picked for last place? So then everyone checked out?
let's just back it up a little sec for a minute. What? First of all, is it? I think it's fair to say, is it even true? I'm not convinced it's true that Oriole fans don't, and the word "don't like" is too strong.
The key is Oriole fans. What's been different in previous years is a lot of bandwagon fans came back in those years, and we got a lot of bandwagon fans jumping on, and season tickets went through the roof, and there was excitement. Of course, true Oriole fans still like the Orioles.
Yeah, let's start here with it, Josh. Let's
go ahead, wherever you want.
I'm going to start here. Your personal experience this year as an Oriole fan compared to years prior. So, Josh, has your experience, and I'm going to ask Bert too, has your experience this year of watching the O's and cheering for the O's, do you feel like it's been different than, I don't know, I always think of the pinnacle year as kind of 2012, right?
Right.
Maybe 2013.
You mean
either
14.
2012 or 2014.
I would say 14.
Okay,
yeah.
14, kind of the height. How does your fandom this year feel as opposed to those kind of prior good years?
My fandom, I think, gets bigger each year because, I like that everyone counted them out. I like that the expectations were low. I like that they're winning games, and I like seeing Kevin Gausman and Dylan Bundy make the next steps. So I don't really see that I think I went to more games this year already than last year. What Bert and I were checking yesterday, and it was like 18 to 19 games we've been to this year.
Monday night was my 17th game this year. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been going to a bunch of games, so I don't think it's changed my fandom.
So your fandom's at its height right now. You're
sure.
Okay.
Sure.
For me, this year has been a constant feeling of thank God there's another game tomorrow. Because it's just been up and down, especially since the All-Star break. First half of the season, you're riding super high because we're in first place the entire first half of the season. As many as 5 to 6 games a lead in first place, and then ever since then it's come downhill. Where we're still, in the wild card hunt, we're still in the division hunt going into Tuesday night at least by 4 games. But
right.
There's been so many frustrating losses that I go to home and I'm watching on television and I'm throwing my hat on the ground or kicking the floor and being like, I hate this team.
Right.
And then the next day I'm like, oh, I love this team.
But isn't how you were last year too?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, except by this time last year we knew they weren't going in.
Right.
That they were lucky to make it to 500 at the end of last year.
But 2 years ago it was the same thing.
2 years ago
we locked it up early.
We were already locked up the American League East, and 2 years ago was the biggest high because we locked it up so early. And we swept the Tigers in that ALDS. Yeah. And I remember being at game 1 of the ALCS against the Royals before the game, hanging out with you guys, meeting up with a bunch of other Orioles podcasts and bloggers, friends that we've made since we started Section 336, and looking at each other in the face going, we're going to the World Series. Like, this isn't even going to be a challenge.
Right.
And then that series went down the crapper pretty quickly. But that was the biggest high right there, from early September through till that Royal series.
And even in the Royal series, like, we still always felt kind of like we were the better team. They just kept on getting those dinks. And,
yeah.
Right.
And
so why
every boss won a place.
So why this year do we feel like we're going to blow it?
Well,
because they blow it all the time. They're hanging on by 2 to 3 games for even a wild card. With a lot of games, 4 against the going into our third game, 3 games left against the Red Sox, 3 more against the Blue Jays, 3 more against the Yankees, and forgive me, but I don't think we're not going to sweep the Diamondbacks.
And there's some truth here, and I got a list of things I want to go through that I think are all factors. But there are some things as far as the team goes, in that if you look at the pitching rotation, if you look at someone like Gallardo and Miley, we have starting Jimenez, who you can't count on. Gausman, who knew that Gausman would be good?
You're saying Jimenez you can't count on?
No, you can't count on Jimenez.
Last week we all said we now trust Jimenez.
No, I don't know if I said that. I said
the episode was called Trust Factor with a big picture of Jimenez.
Yeah, well, you were the big trust factor.
And we said
Jimenez.
the trust factor was still low. That's
he could blow it any day now, and he'll be back to the old Ubaldo.
So we have 3 of our starting pitchers who we really don't trust at all. Kevin Gausman, before this past month, we really couldn't trust him.
Yeah.
Chris Tillman has been hurt. So I'm just saying this team has never had really good starting pitching. It's taken a miraculous performance by Ubaldo Jimenez and Kevin Gausman being amazing to even put us in this position. So it's we're almost surprised that we're in this position because no one expect Kevin Gossman to be this awesome. No one expected Ubaldo Jimenez to be this awesome. So it's almost like we shouldn't really be here, and we kind of know it type aspect.
It's very hesitant, cautiously optimistic. As a couple weeks ago, Josh said, "Who are we going to have pitch in a one-game playoff wildcard game?" I'd said right there at the time Dylan Bundy, but now there's no way I want Dylan Bundy pitching that game. Yeah. Josh said Kevin Gausman, which right now looks like the best choice.
I think Chris Tillman's still a good choice.
Tillman's a good choice.
Yeah.
Which I think I heard somebody say on the radio that if everything stays lined up the way it is now, if we play in the wild card, it's supposed to be scheduled to be Tillman's start.
Okay.
I don't know.
Which would not be a terrible.
No, I would gladly take that over anybody. Between him and Gausman would be my only two at this point.
So the Dan Connolly article, I read a lot of the comments. Most of the comments came back to this, and this kind of dovetail on the conversation we're just having, is that a lot of people don't like the style of play for the Orioles.
What do you mean, the long ball?
The all or nothing with the home run, the a lot of strikeouts, the lack of small ball. Is that a part of why we don't like this team, you think?
No.
It's weird to use that phrase, why we don't like the team, because obviously we like the team.
But why Orioles fans in general are not as maybe enthusiastic as we would hope they would be.
The biggest point of frustration is they can get a leadoff double and move them over and then get a move over to second base, whatever. Runners on second and third with nobody out. I'm not convinced they're going to score.
No, we've seen it happen time and time again where they strike out, pop up or something, yeah.
Because the first guy will ground out or pop out or strike out, pop out and foul ground or something stupid.
I think the problem and the reason you're saying O's fans dislike the team, or why you're questioning if they like the team, is Jason LaConfort. And it's not his fault.
You're giving him too much credit.
But he is an example. The problem is Twitter. The problem is social media.
And that was one of my reasons. The problem is just a Twitter effect.
The problem is with Twitter, you react to every hit. As Bradley Jr. hits a home run, everyone now on Twitter probably posting, this team sucks. Told you we're not going to make it.
Right.
We're going to be in last place by Friday.
That's the loudest we've heard Camden Yards all week.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And if in 2 innings the Orioles take the lead again, I knew it the whole time, even though my feed didn't say it. So it's part of this reaction of immediate reaction and not sitting back and looking at the fact that we already have more wins than last year.
Yep.
That we said we wanted September meaningful baseball, and we got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, we all won a World Series, but is this really a team that it's World Series or nothing? Do we really want to be a fan base that's not happy with anything but the World Series? I don't think we've deserved to be that way yet.
We haven't been to a World Series in 33 years.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the goal. That's why you play the
right.
game.
The goal was the World Series.
Yeah.
Well, we asked for meaningful baseball in September for 14 losing seasons. Now we have it, and
it's not good enough.
I'm bored with it already now.
Yeah, that's a lot of what's going on.
I want a freaking World Series, Josh. Forgive me.
I know.
So getting back to, I'm trying to stay a little bit focused here. And just to make one quick note about the attendance in 2014, and let's use that year. I want to make a couple 2014 comparisons.
Okay.
First of all, with the attendance that year, the average attendance was 30,000.
Wow.
So 30,000 a game.
Okay.
This year, in 2016, the average attendance is 26,600. So it's a drop, but it's not.
That's fair. That's pretty generous considering the crowds recently.
Yeah, and when what amazes me is that there are people who are saying I can't go to Baltimore because of the riots.
Yeah.
So if you take into stuff like that into account, that's not too bad.
Yeah. And I think there is a general, I got to look at the stats, but there might be a little bit of the attendance being down everywhere a little bit because of TV and stuff.
Oh, certainly.
Matson numbers are up. We got to always bring that up.
The Matson numbers are up, especially compared to, I think I was looking last year, we were the 5th highest as far as not households who watch games, but as far as our rating for like the percentage of people watching Orioles games. How about another possible reason could it be that the roster in 2014 was fun? You had David Lowe Yeah,
That was
Really?
That was fun.
That's the first name you brought up on the fun roster?
If you're putting David Lowe out there, Kim is just as fun as David
all right, I
Lowe.
apologize. I should have started with you had Nelson Cruz.
There you go.
And we're gonna get to this year.
All
Josh.
right,
Just hold on.
Except Trumbos balances out Cruz.
We're gonna get there.
Fine,
Josh.
go.
We had Nick Markakis. We also had at that point, I mean, Kevin Gossman first kind of stepping into his own. I mean, Steve Clevenger was a big deal.
You're leaving out numero uno. Big Bad Bud Norris was on that team.
Oh yeah, Big Bad Bud Norris.
His best career season.
Tommy Hunter was a lot of fun that year. We had Darren O'Day, of course, had a great year. It was a fun. Chris Tillman had an amazing year.
Yeah.
It was a fun team to watch. It was a fun team. This year, I was thinking about this when I was at the game with Bert on what was that on Saturday?
Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah.
With the amazing ending.
Yeah.
Emily and I had a friend from out of town who came to this first experience at Camden Yards. She loved Camden Yards. She loved it. Great game to go through. It ended on the relay throw. The guy was throwing out at home.
Yeah, that was
It's
awesome.
An amazing game.
That was basically how 2014 was.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of close games and big wins at the end.
Yeah, and I was thinking at that point how likable this team is. And Josh, you mentioned, I mean, Hyun-Soo Kim. How fun is he?
Yeah.
He had a nice
know.
catch where he
Right.
ran to the wall yesterday.
He
He
that
is a
reminds
lot
me
of
of my
fun.
bad. I got
What's
to
that?
change my bad. We'll get to it.
Okay. And then you have Zach Britton, who's putting on a career year. You have Manny Machado, who's one of the best players in baseball.
Yep.
You have Mark Trumbull, who all he does is hit home runs. You have like three guys between Machado and Davis and Trumbull are going to hit right now, I feel like 120 home runs or something.
Scope stepped up. He's got
runs.
26 home runs.
Yeah, and we're seeing for the first time ever, Kevin Gossman and Dylan Bundy both start. Like this is there's just so many things about this team to love. JJ Hardy hasn't having a bounce back year. There's just so many things about this team to love. So I can't. You compare it to the roster 2014. I think this roster is a more kind of likable and lovable roster than 2014.
We just got my new favorite player, Michael Bourne.
Yeah, Michael Bourne's fun to watch.
You jumped on that fast. Last week, and I believe is when you were started to say my guy Michael Bourne.
Yeah.
You were claiming him immediately.
Well, he had that throw. That was Friday night, right?
Yeah.
He picked it up in left field,
Yep.
hit the
He
cutoff.
was the start of that,
Yeah,
hit Manny. Okay, I got a couple of other out-of-the-box ideas of maybe why the Oriole fans aren't overly enthused about the Orioles right now, or why they're kind of cranky.
Okay, out of the box.
A little bit out of the box.
Okay.
So I got some that are a little bit out of the box, and I got a couple that are way out of the box.
Okay. I'm
These are
looking
just a
forward to
little
this.
bit out of the box. Could it be that fans are just really turned off that our best player is a bit of a jerk?
Manny Machado?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a turnoff for me.
Yeah.
Last Monday night when it got hit in
all
the
right.
back, give me a break.
All right,
Just
Monday
take the
night. I
breaks.
kind of wanted Manny to get punched. why all of a sudden do we have Jose Batista on our team?
Yeah.
Hold up.
He's a hothead.
He's a hothead.
Josh,
I love
guys are
Manny.
dumb.
I love Manny, the baseball player. I still wear the Manny jersey. Here's what I don't like about Manny: his lack of effort running to first base, and this talking back when there's no way the guy hit him on purpose.
That doesn't matter. And this is what's wrong with O's fans. This is what's wrong with you, Josh, and
What's
Bert
wrong
and
with
O's
me?
fans.
Because I bought a Manny Machado jersey. I'll wear it on Saturday to the game.
I'll be buried in it.
The problem is you guys don't know what to be mad about. You guys are mad
You're right.
about a guy throwing 95 miles per hour while you're sitting at home on your comfortable couches.
No.
You're upset that Manny got mad because he got plunked by 95 miles per hour when he has no defense up there.
No, I had that.
You're allowed to be mad about it.
I had that conversation at the game yesterday. That it's not fair that the pitchers get to throw at batters and the batters can't retaliate.
And
Because that pitcher never has to step into that batter's box and never have to face that, and that does affect Manny. Then the next at bat, if he pitches inside, Manny's a little concerned. Yes, I get that, but there's no reason that you need the umpire to walk you to first base, because if not, you're going to charge after the pitcher. That's not how baseball's played. That's not how you become a good example and role model and the face of a franchise.
Well, A, that's not what
That's
happened.
how a Yankee plays.
That's not what happened. B,
That is exactly what
that's
happened.
not what happens. I'll tell you what happens in,
What did I
happens in a
miss?
second. I'll tell you what you missed in a minute.
What did I miss?
But B, I went on Twitter after it happened, and I saw the comment saying, like one of the comments was Ortiz like used to be the douchiest player on the field, and there was other comments about what a jerk. And I follow all O's fans, and I don't follow very many O's fans because I only follow really good O's fans, and they were all calling him a jerk, a douche for all this nasty stuff. And I thought I missed something. I had to go back and watch the tape. Did he charge the mound and I missed it? All he did was stare at the pitcher.
He was straight mugging him.
And slowly walk down to first base.
And he said something.
Never attempted to charge. He may have said something.
He said something.
He may have, I don't know if he said something or not. But he never attempted to charge the mound. He just was letting you know, hey, that's not cool. Maybe trying to fire up the Oriole clubhouse or something. Right. I think it was a team thing. And
that didn't work.
He took it as he was being thrown at on purpose.
No, he didn't.
Why else would the pitcher respond with, why am I going to hit you with Trumbo on deck?
Well, because he's mugging him, staring him down because you just threw a fastball at him. I don't think it's a big deal. But my point is, and whatever.
I'd like to see the Orioles do some retaliation, though.
If that bothers you, whatever. I don't even care that much. But the thing that gets me more is Oriole fans are more bothered by that than they are in the first inning when he didn't hustle down, or third inning when he didn't hustle down the first base and he could have been safe.
That's where it frustrates
he was out
me.
In a game where you're playing the division leader in the middle of September. That pisses me off when you don't hustle down the first. I don't care about staring down when you get hit. I would be pissed off if someone threw a 95-mile-per-hour fastball at me, and I'll stare you down. You won't be scared because I'm not very scary, but I'll still stare you down.
I won't be. I'll be on the ground in pain. Curled over.
Yeah, that's probably true. But I'm more concerned. That's
what upsets me about Machado is the lack of hustle and the home run or bust.
Well, because we get a lot of enjoyment when we rib David Ortiz for situations like that. Like half the fun is when he doesn't run out of play that he could have been safe if he'd have been running, and instead he's walking off
hilarious.
the field. Because we all get a huge laugh and a ha-ha, pat each other on the back. But then when our own guy does that, it's embarrassing. It's douchey.
Yeah. So this is we're
I'm trying to avoid that being the show title tonight.
No, the show title is Delaware Mud.
There you go.
It's already reserved.
So again, we're still having this conversation about maybe why Oriole fans are a little more
out of the box,
a little more irritated, and I'm getting further and further outside the box.
Okay, good.
Could it be that Oriole fans and baseball fans in general, but specifically Oriole fans, are tired of baseball players making so much money? And they're just saying, I've had enough with these enormous salaries. I've had enough with this stuff. I'm not paying all this money to watch Chris Davis strike out while he makes $150 million. Could some of that? I mean, isn't there has to be a tipping point at some point.
I don't know. There's not been a single time this season where I've thought about how much money they're making in regards to how they're playing on the field. Not that I can think of. I mean, and Davis would be the biggest culprit.
When Davis strikes out, you don't think, oh, there goes $1 million strike.
No, because it's not my money.
But I think part of that is there is a segment of Oriole fans that don't understand that Davis is being paid for the long ball, and that when you look at what Davis has done this year, he has kind of done what he needs to do for that price tag. He has been worth the money. He hasn't excelled, and I think there's a segment of Oriole fans who say, oh, we paid him all this money. He needs to lead the league in home runs every year.
Well, if you're mad at him this year for not living up to it, just wait for 3 and 4 years from
now.
now.
That's what I'm saying. He is living up to it this year.
Well, yeah, as he should be more living up to it to make up for the 5 years from now.
Right, but this is what we need to expect from him every year with glimpses of power and I think the frustrating thing with Davis has been the big opportunities and big chances in games where we really just need one run. And he's not delivering, and he's striking out a bunch. And we knew that when we signed him. So I'm not saying he's not. I am definitely saying he was worth the money. I want him on my team, and he is living up to that contract. But I think that's hard.
But do you think there's
for the
a
average
segment
fan to understand
of the Orioles population which are upset?
Yes.
The whole thing. Yeah.
Because they think he's not living up to it because he's striking out. He's not perfect.
He's not batting 300 and hitting 60 home runs.
Right. He's not Mike Trout.
I got one. I don't know if this is so much out of the box, but what about the window closing scenario where we don't have a bunch of young talent coming up through the farm system who are going to continue to replenish the team and continue to make it better?
I had that on the list, yeah.
Right now, might be as good as we're going to be for the next few years. And we're not taking advantage of it.
And a little bit of a trust factor, right? Like, you don't want to get invested in a team that's about to fall off a ledge,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Sure. I thought
for me. It's not for me. I'm
Okay.
invested in the team regardless.
Right.
But that could be some person's excuse. Sure.
But the window right now, I think, looks pretty good. The way Dylan Bundy's pitching,
Well,
and Gosman,
I cannot wait for next year with Gosman, Bundy,
and
Tillman.
That's a good.
That's
top
awesome.
three.
That's gonna
But
be a lot of fun.
This team we have right now is probably going to be the same exact team next year, minus Matt Wieters
And Trumbo.
and Trumbo.
I
Yep,
think
you're right.
I think Trumbo comes back.
Right now, if
Just
you
putting
could,
that out there right now.
if you could take one guy right now, Trumbo or Wieters for next year, which guy would you want?
Wieters.
Trumbo.
Oh my! Oh my!
Oh, debate time. I'm saying Wieters because I look who's behind him, and I don't see a reliable starting catcher.
Well, Chance this goes on the way.
Not yet. Not next year.
Oh, next year he'll be up here next
You
year.
don't think next year? Matt and I were talking about this Friday night.
I think there's no
You
doubt.
think he is the starting catcher next year?
By June, yes.
Then who's going to do it before June?
Caleb Joseph.
Unfortunately.
And that is assuming that Chance has a good spring in AAA in order to be ready in June.
Or they pick up some veteran guy like a Sultan Lamaki or something to just fill the spot until the guy's ready.
The
Somebody,
Orioles won't
some
be the only
vet.
team with a crappy catcher. Every team has crappy catchers.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right.
I don't know. Trumbo's having a
well-
career year. I
well-
don't know if you can expect that every year.
No, you can't. We'll have plenty of time to delve into that in the offseason, though.
And I'm sure we will plenty.
I want to leave the realm of the baseball field and get into stuff going on outside of the baseball field.
Okay.
To continue this discussion. Could it be?
Oh, same question. Why do the Oriole fans hate the Orioles?
Yes, we're getting in, and we're just this
All right.
conversation is just starting.
All right.
Further outside
Let's
the
go
box.
off the field.
Could it be that there is just right now in American society an awful lot going on? You have the Black Lives Movement. You have the presidential election, which is riveting, and there's just so much stuff going on. You have the refugees and terrorism, and we saw 3 terrorist attacks this weekend. Could it be that there's just so much going on that we don't have as much time for baseball right now? Is
Sure.
that at all possible?
I think that's a little bit. Sure, that's a little bit of what's going on. It's always as technology gets better and as the TV broadcast gets better, and there's a lot going on in my life. I can dedicate 3 hours watching the game on TV while I'm doing something else at home, or listening on the radio, or I can spend an hour each way driving to the game, get there early, get to my seat, sit around. I mean, it's twice as long if I want to go to the game.
Well, and it's different for guys like you and me because we live and breathe this stuff.
Right.
I drive an hour to your house every week
Yeah.
to talk about them for
Right?
an hour and a half.
No, and that's not using me as an example, but for the average fan.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I a couple weeks ago, I took my brother and my friend Mike to the game with Matt, and I think that might have been the first game Mike had been to all year, and
But-
my brother maybe been to 2 games all year.
But that's
You
not.
know, they're casual fans. They're
But-
not like us.
But see, you're screwing up the question. That's not about hating the Orioles. That's about going to games. So you're now giving me an attendance excuse rather than a why we hate the Orioles.
Me?
Okay, but
yeah.
No. I'm talking about why people aren't as into this team.
Sure.
well, and but same thing for us. If we're not at the game, we're watching every game on
Right,
TV or watching
right.
pitch by pitch on our
Yeah.
phone or listening to it on the radio. The majority of people maybe watch or listen to or go or that one game a week, maybe.
And this team is not a headline grabbing team. You talk about the 2014 Orioles or the 2012 Orioles. They were surprising people. They were in huge games. They were setting the record for 1-run games. They were on SportsCenter all the time. The Orioles aren't a SportsCenter team. SportsCenter is crapping the bed and going away, but the Orioles aren't that type of team to get national attention this year. Because you got amazing things by the Cubs. The Cubs are playing excellent.
Yeah, well, they would be if they had already won the American League East a week ago and
Right.
had a 10-game lead in the division. They would be.
Yeah,
but
then this is a party.
they're just a wild card team right now, at best.
Right. Right.
And the best they can hope for is to get in the wild card and get hot and maybe make a run.
But in January, we were picked to win like 60 games and show up in last place.
Yeah, but that was 9 months ago.
Right. But are you saying that the Orioles did something to make you suddenly think that they're the best team in World Series and should have had this locked up by now? Why would that change your attitude? It's
Because of the way they played the first half of the season.
it's really
They
hard.
dominated the first half of the season.
They did, and they've definitely taken a step back. it is hard for us to judge the average fan, and us to think like the average fan.
I don't know. I think we are the average fan, but we have a couple of comments from the chat room.
You mean besides Facebook dropping out?
Oh, did that happen?
Yeah, a few times.
I really haven't had it up, but I just put it up, and my man John and Jacob are going at it in the chat room. John said the reason people aren't showing up for the O's games is because there's football on now.
That's 2 days.
Okay, I'm just reading the chat room. All right. We don't need
Don't
to
kill the
argue
messenger.
with them. All right, I'm just getting rid of the chat room. And there's a comment about the window still open. Scope is young. Machado's young. And Joey Rickard. And
Joey Rickard.
he said,
You just put Machado, Scope, and Rickard in the same sentence together.
What Johnson and the GOAT, Joey Rickard, which I think is
all right.
is accurate. And so, yeah, I think the window's open.
Yeah.
So my next, stay focused here, people.
All right.
Hey, what do you think about Steve Pierce being done for the year? Is that Jonah Heim trade now officially a bust?
Oh yeah, it's a bust.
What a waste! What a waste of Jonah Heim.
Yep. I hope I can only hope that it does good for Jonah Heim and he gets the bigs faster.
Yeah.
The Orioles blew that.
All right, I'll end with this, and these are the last three reasons I think it's. Orioles
Oh, we're still talking about this?
Because you guys have the attention span of like a 5-year-old. I can't even keep you on track.
You want to talk more about Dippin Dots?
You guys are worse than my students. I can't keep you on track for an intelligent conversation. You guys are always jumping around everywhere. Yeah, Steve Pierce is a thing. You guys, we were here in the conversation, and you took us right back to where it started somehow.
If Steve
Whatever.
Pierce
I'm just gonna
started
wrap
the
this
season
up.
with the Orioles, would that have helped keep the Oriole fans?
No. Who likes Steve Pierce that much? Give me a break.
So I'll end with these three things, 3 reasons people are mad at the Orioles still for.
All right, let's go. Number 1.
Actually, 2 of them are why they're mad at the Orioles.
Is this a countdown?
And 1 is why no one's come to the game.
Okay.
Reason number 1, people are still mad about Nick Markakis. Huh?
Okay.
No one talks about that enough. Number 2, this is why people aren't going to the games. People are staying at home to listen to Mike Bordick. Doesn't get enough love. People would rather listen to Mike Bordick than go to the game.
Ben McDonald on the radio. Great job.
Ben
I'll
McDonald
stay home for that.
would seriously be a reason to stay home, not Mike Bordick. Reason number 3, people are still mad about the Adam Jones San Diego comments. Huh? Huh?
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
BWI.
BWI is the best part about Baltimore. Maybe people still upset about that.
And there aren't Maryland crab cakes.
All right. And we didn't get into it, but I wanted to get into the economy as well, but we can save it for another time. And also societal shifts going on in humanity and shorter attention spans. But we can save that for another time.
How about
dealing with 5-year-olds.
How about the fact that in 2012, 2014, we liked the team because we were cheering for a bunch of losers, and now they're winners, and now we just expect too much. We expect them to win, when instead we were used to having Brian Roberts forever, and not get anywhere, and we were used to Nick Markakis never winning anything, and now we got winners.
Yeah, and it's not good enough for me anymore.
Give me that World Series. Give me
That's
that
what I'm
ring.
saying.
Give me that ring.
World Series or bust.
I certainly didn't go to 17 games a season from 98 to 2011.
Hey, if Manny Machado somehow leaves Baltimore in 3 years because his contract runs out and we don't pay him $500 million,
yeah.
If Manny Machado leaves and we don't have a ring, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
We got that window of 3 years.
I'm all about the
We
window.
got 3 years to get that ring.
All about the window, man. Otherwise, he'll go to some team that can get him a ring.
Yep.
True that. He wouldn't be the first one either.
He wouldn't be the first one.
In the past 33 years. Somebody should go back to since 1983. How many former Orioles have won rings with other teams?
Can I give you one?
Yeah.
Jerry Hairston Jr.
Jerry Hairston Jr.?
Jerry Hairston Jr. I think he got one with the Diamondbacks maybe, but Jerry Hairston Jr. left the Orioles, got a ring.
I'll tell you one who hasn't. Mike Messina. That's a good. That one always feels a little good though.
Yeah.
So where do you want to go?
Or it could be like Kevin Millar, who left the team after getting a ring to come to the Orioles for some reason.
Well, he got his ring.
Hey, I like Millar. I like his show on MLB Network. You ever watch that show?
Does he still have that show? I watched a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I don't get cool channels like that.
I thought you just got cable.
Do I get the MLB Network?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I tried to watch the Red Zone on Sunday. I don't get that channel.
Oh,
You gotta pay for it.
I don't. It's part of my package.
Oh, he's all
But
part of his package.
Josh has a nicer package than I do. All right, let's get to some Ravens talk, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Why? I still have you guys' attention.
What?
I know. We're gonna talk about Ravens for 2 minutes. And Josh got to somehow bring it back to
Nick
Orioles
Markakis.
All right. That game was insane. What a disastrous start.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
It's the Browns. It's the kind of get your popcorn and you're not going to be stressed out. Just kind of enjoy the show.
And it's their second string.
The Browns do the Browns. Yeah, I mean, I would have been more comfortable with RG3. McCown makes me a little bit nervous.
Oh yeah, McCown owns us, or at least owned us for a quarter.
And last year he beat us, putting up like 450 yards.
Till we, broke his neck or whatever we did, popped his shoulder out of
There was
socket.
a collarbone involved there.
Yeah. This was a game in Cleveland. My wife actually had a chance to go. She was going to go with the Be More Around Town road trip. Plans fell through, but watching that first quarter, I was sitting next to her going, "Aren't you glad you didn't go to this game? Like, that would have been terrible."
Yeah.
Turned out to be okay, but that was an atrocious first quarter. But, I'm not the first person to say that that's so Browns. It's the Browns being the Browns. And if we hadn't destroyed Josh McCown, the way the defense just pummeled him into the ground over and over again.
Every play was getting crushed.
If he just stayed on his feet, he would have beaten us.
But it's amazing that he stayed in every snap.
Yeah. Give him credit.
He got hit hard.
Oh, no doubt. He got obliterated. That stupid Isaiah Crowell 85-yard touchdown run in the first. Like, give me a break. Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's blown coverage or something.
Yeah,
I'm sure film study would have been all over that.
Oh, I'm sure he broke that down. Yeah.
But
at the end of the day, like, it was, and even the comeback was nice. The interception by Weddle at the end of the first half was huge.
Huge.
But even for the stress to end too, McCown was driving for a touchdown in the final minute.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get on that taunting penalty.
Right, the taunting penalty.
That was a joke.
But McCown was going to throw a touchdown if C.J. Mosley got the interception. But we were about to lose that game.
Oh yeah.
But there was also a touchdown catch by the Browns when the guy's foot was on the white.
Right.
Yeah,
which is amazing. That I feel like we say this in baseball all the time, but it's amazing that football, which has had the review process for years, where there's technology that they can tell this stuff. But the fact that Twitter has better cameras than what the replay officials have is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be changed immediately after this play, because that has to. It's never happened before that it's been this situation, but that there's
I'm sure it has.
So what's the deal? I don't even know. There's a Twitter has a camera right on the end zone, but
it's not it's not a Twitter camera.
It was probably some photographer.
It was a photographer.
Some AP photographer sitting on the ground. You know how they're all sitting around the end zone there?
But how did Twitter?
The guy probably tweeted a picture of it.
Because that's the world we live in now. You take a picture, it goes online immediately.
The photographer probably has his own Twitter handle, Matt.
Yeah.
At Endzone Photographer AP.
Oh, I thought Twitter himself went down there.
Yeah, the little bird. You didn't see the little bird down there?
But
no, if it's a bird, it has access to all kinds of angles that we don't have access to.
That's called Bird's Eye View. There's a whole podcast named after him.
So how come we don't put a video camera down there?
It's ridiculous. Because we don't want to upset the refs. It's all about the refs union.
They're very sensitive. They're very sensitive, these referees.
It's just like baseball. I won't take it back to baseball.
Here we go.
But it's just like
ADD
you don't want to upset the umps. You don't want to upset the refs. Technology can solve all this, so we never need refs or umps. Let computers handle it. I spent last week at a technology show with like cameras that are in your fridge that can tell you when you need to buy milk.
Yeah.
If they can do that, they can go on the stupid football field.
They could just put one of these at each corner of. They could put one of these on every single freaking yard line and be able to tell where the ball is.
We're able to broadcast live on Facebook with crap we ordered off Amazon. The NFL, the biggest moneymaker in sports, cannot tell when something's a touchdown or not. It's ridiculous.
Maybe they need to get on Twitter more often.
They need to just fix the technology. You can put a sensor on the ball. I can go to Modell's and buy a football that when I throw it, it tells me how far I threw it and how hard I threw it, and probably some other stuff too. Probably arm angle and everything.
Velocity.
Maybe they just need to tweet out and at the NFL when they tweet out so the NFL sees it and gets the call right.
Yeah.
Or Snapchat. What kind of cameras does Snapchat have?
A few years ago, that happened in a golf game where the TV saw something that the whatever you call umps in golf did not see.
Officials?
And someone emailed in, and the guy had to take a stroke penalty. because of what a fan wrote in.
And they went back and checked the tape?
Yeah, went back and checked it and said, sure enough, this guy's right.
Yeah. Well, I think
We don't want that. It's got to be instant.
Well, I don't mind that on the show on Section 336. If you want to write in and tell why Bert and Josh are wrong, and then we'll dock them. We'll dock their pay in the next episode.
Go ahead. We'll bring back this segment.
I love that because I pride myself on so many things that I get right on this show. It's ridiculous.
I don't even try.
So is the takeaway from the Browns game that we were lucky?
With the taunting and it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that was big.
That was a terrible call, but it's not a guarantee that they'll throw a touchdown. But
what do we then?
You have to go on a 23-0 run to, or 25-0 run to beat the Browns.
I think we got lucky. The Browns got lucky. I mean,
for
everything that went wrong in that first half, it's in that first quarter, it's crazy.
It counts as a win.
It's ugly
in the win column. You got to take it. Come the end of the year, nobody's gonna remember this. It's just gonna be one of the wins. While Trey Mancini just hit his first career home run back to the Orioles.
Yeah. I just called the dong one
time too late.
That's unbelievable. Look at
good for him.
Mancini.
I know.
And what's that? His mother in the stands?
I'm guessing that's his mom. She's got a really orange face thanks to my TV.
Or it's his wife if he really is 40 like you think, Bert.
That can't be his girlfriend.
No, that's got to be his mom.
We don't want to speculate. Who knows?
If we had the sound on the television, somebody will tell us. Somebody in the chat room who's actually watching the game tell us.
Pre-game Bucks.
But good for Trey Mancini.
Pre-game Bucks said, "I'm putting Trey Mancini in the lineup because this team needs a spark."
Yeah,
that's a spark.
Well, he's joined the club of the team that has only solo home runs.
Meanwhile, Buck shows no expression and just leans on.
And he's getting a curtain call.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And if you're keeping track at home,
his first career game.
Trey Mancini,
his first career game.
Trey Mancini now has more RBIs than Caleb Joseph.
Ouch!
Ouch!
Zing.
Back to the Ravens.
Yeah.
A win's a win. I'll take it, especially against a division team on the road, 2-0 to start the season.
Well, and you think back to 2015. When we lost by 6 points to the Broncos in the first week. Then we lost by 4 to the Raiders. Then a couple weeks later, we lost to the Browns by 3 points. All those close losses. And we kept on saying, well, we're so close.
Yeah.
Just one play could have gone our way. So, I mean, it's the NFL. In 2016, we just saw on Sunday St. Louis beat the Seahawks.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees. And anytime you can walk away with a win, you take it and you're happy about it because... I mean, it's a week-to-week league where anything can happen, and so I'm certainly more than grateful to be 2-0, heading to Jacksonville, a chance to go 3-0. But again, it's not going to be easy. Jacksonville's not going to roll over for us.
No doubt. And it's interesting the way that parity works with the NFL because I still hold on to this mindset that you look at the schedule and the first 3-4 weeks into the season, we've got the Bills, the Browns, the Jaguars, and the Raiders.
And then the Redskins.
And the Redskins after week 5. That's a 5-0 start in my book.
Right.
But then you got to take into account the Ravens haven't been that good the last couple years, and those 5 other teams have gotten better. So
not the Skins.
I don't know. I still maintain this mindset that it's still 2012 and we should just roll over all these teams, but that just isn't the case.
And the
anymore.
Raiders are a lot better this year. And
yeah.
I guarantee almost every game will be within 7 points, right? Because that's the way the league is. And just 1 or 2 plays,
sure.
A turnover by Joe, it's happened before.
Yeah,
could be the difference between a win or a loss.
I think we ought to touch on this because of my affinity for uniforms. Matt, have you seen the Color Rush uniforms for the Ravens this year? They're going to wear on the Thursday night game.
No, I don't really care.
They look just like what we always wear. Except a little flatter.
I'm gonna take 5 minutes.
It's all purple.
A 5-minute break.
Yeah, it's all
you guys
purple.
have a conversation about uniforms.
We wear all purple all the time.
No, we don't. Purple's jersey on purple pants. They've never worn that.
Really?
No, never. And the numbers are gold, flashy metallic gold.
All right, you gonna
solid gold.
You gonna buy
solid gold?
You gonna buy one?
No.
Gold, Jerry. Gold.
It's gold, Jerry.
I'm real close to ordering a Mosley jersey. Very close to replace my Nada.
I've never owned a baseball jersey before in my life. A legitimate baseball jersey.
You getting a Tebow? Is that where you're going? You ordering a Tebow jersey? Number 3 selling.
If Tebow,
it's a Mets jersey, but
if Tebow ever makes the majors, I'll buy a Tebow jersey.
If Tebow was in the Orioles organization, I would have bought a Tebow jersey.
No doubt.
I was going to say if the Orioles ever make the World Series, I'm going to get a jersey. So there's a little extra motivation for the Orioles.
Well, because then you buy one with the World Series patch on it.
Yeah, I'll have to buy a brand new one if the Orioles go to the World Series.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately,
who would you buy?
Brian Mattis. I would put the patch
That
on
one
myself.
won't have the patch.
I'll add it myself.
Hey, here's a question. If the Orioles win the World Series, does Mattis get a ring?
Was he on the team this year?
He was
Yeah.
on the team this year, yeah. So I think he does, right?
I think he
If you're on the
does.
team.
I think he does. Yes.
He was on the team.
Good for him.
He earned it.
Definitely earned it.
Yeah, about as much as you or I.
But I saw they did change. The only thing I know about the uniforms is I saw they changed the Jets' bills. They made the Jets wear white.
Yes.
The
Those color.
incident-
You can't have another incident with the colorblind people
The colorblind incident last year.
when you put red and green together and no
Oh,
one can
yeah.
tell what's going on the field.
So we're not going to mess with anybody with our color.
I wouldn't
color
say
rush?
no one. I could tell. It's just these people who have got eye disabilities.
Oh, I've got a friend that can't tell.
That's sad. That just makes
Yeah.
me sad.
Yep. And now, what happened with the rumors last year of for color rushed Ravens uniform is Maryland flag?
Oh, yeah, that didn't come to
Yeah,
fruition.
that got shot down.
Who designs the color rush uniforms?
Is it really that hard to design? You just say, "What's their team main color? Purple? All purple."
Oh, is it just colors? Is there any change in like the
No.
Raven or anything?
No,
No.
it's all purple.
It's just the color.
It's
just a bright
It's
purple.
all right. The Bills. We can
Here.
choose red or blue. Let's go with red.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you.
Same helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, if you're going to change something with the Ravens uniform, can we please have matte helmets instead of the shiny?
Yeah, somebody was tweeting that.
I
this
really
week.
want a matte helmet.
Oh, because the Vikings have it.
Yeah, the Vikings have it without any gloss.
Oh, like old school?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. It looks nice. Kind of like a batten helmet.
I like the Jaguars where if you look at it from the back, it's gold, but if it's on the front, it's black.
Yeah, those are nice.
It transitions.
Yep.
I thought it transitions whether they're in a good or bad mood. Now, wouldn't that be cool?
Mood helmets?
Mood
Yeah.
helmets, where when Joe
Or-
gets frustrated,
Or
it changes
just
to black.
Or just like hit points. Like it stays one color and when you get
Oh,
hit.
yeah,
it
yeah.
changes.
Oh, that's a great
like,
idea.
Well, like those shirts where you would sweat and it would change colors.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like when you get hit with a paintball.
Exactly.
When you get tackled. boom.
Football jerseys.
I can get behind that.
These are great ideas. We should be on the uniform committee for the NFL or something.
Under Armour should be signing us to a deal.
Yeah.
To a development deal.
Yes.
Except instead of developing us, we're developing them. What's it? Like a research. I forget what do you call that department?
R&D. Research
yeah,
and development.
research and development. That's what we can handle for uniform companies.
All right,
We could make an impact in baseball, I'm sure, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bring back the stirrups, the long socks. That's where I
And
start.
at least once a year, uniforms of the future.
No more jammy pants.
And Rick Porcello, I would fine him until he washes his hat.
Yeah, that's
His hat is
Right.
gross.
Yes.
ridiculous.
That'd be the first thing. If I was commissioner of baseball, the first thing I would do is I would expel David Ortiz from baseball, and then I would tell Rick Porcello,
And
if
then,
you want to pitch again, you have to wash your hat.
And then what's the guy that cut up the jerseys?
Chris Sale.
Chris Sale. I would have
Oh,
made
yeah,
Chris
Chris
Sale play in the cut up shredded jersey.
yeah, sew them back together yourself.
Hey, I guarantee that if somebody made Rick Porcello wash his hat or wear a new hat,
He'd lose a game.
he would not be as good as he is.
Yeah, it's
'Cause it's mental. They're all
it's
nutcases.
superstition. Baseball is way more superstitious than anything.
They're all nut jobs. They are. And mostly unintelligent nut jobs.
Yeah. Well, like Pineda, if you washed his hat, you would find a whole glob of pine tar under there.
Yeah.
Someone needs to wash that hat too. Wash your hats, people.
I do it all the time.
Right, rub your balls in mud and wash your hats. If you
Absolutely.
learned any lessons from 336 today.
We're dropping lessons all the time.
Dropping knowledge.
All right, let's go. We gotta get moving here. 3 up, 3 down, and then we'll get out of here. But let's first do this 3 up,
It's
3 down.
now time for 3 up and 3 down.
This is the part of the show where we tell 3 things that are going well and 3 things that are sinking fast. First, let's start with 3 things that are going well.
Ooh.
I always like to end the show on a down note, so let's start with 3 things that are going well.
All right. I didn't write anything down, so I'll start with Trey Mancini, who just hit his first career home run.
That's a great out.
And his major league debut is his second at bat. Hits a solo home run. The Orioles are currently losing 2-1 at the time of this recording. So I'll go with that up.
Yeah, that's a good up. My up is September Sundays. The fact that we get to watch the Ravens and the Orioles at the same time.
That's great.
And so far, we're 2 for 2. Both
That's true.
Sundays in September, they have both the home teams have won.
But my fantasy team has lost the first 2 weeks. I cannot get the trifecta.
Ooh.
I've been wanting the trifecta, baby.
I had a good win this week. Took down Matt's team. who may never win a game this year.
We may go winless.
I might. Adrian Peterson was my guy, and even when he played in week 1, he was terrible.
Yeah,
Adrian Peterson, he's over the hill a little bit, right, as a running back?
I'm afraid that's the case.
My guy's Gronk, and that's not working this year.
My up for the week, and this could be the up for pretty much every week for the rest of our lives, and this could be also maybe next week or the week after. We need to get into a OMVP debate, the Orioles' most valuable player,
sure,
which I think is fascinating this year because I think there are about 5 guys you could say.
Michael Bourne,
the MVO,
the MVO, most valuable Oriole.
Yep.
I know Bert's going with this since Bud Norris is no longer an option. He'll have to go with Michael Bourne.
I'm not serious.
I'm going with not as my MVO, but as my up for the week, Zach Britton, because he's always amazing.
Sure.
His ERA is down under 6 to 0.59. He's 45 for 45 in saves.
Yep.
It's so unbelievable to have a 9th inning that you know is going to be.
What's his WAR rating? What is WAR when every game you play and the team wins?
Yeah, I mean it's high leverage situations
right.
always when he plays. Yeah, I can find that out for you.
But in all fairness, if it wasn't for Michael Bourne, that save streak would be over.
That's true.
That's true.
That was the that must have been the closest it's been all year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah, it's like an inch.
Yeah. It doesn't get any closer than that.
That's pretty cool.
I was sure that one of you guys was going to say your up was Denny's and getting those coupons on Friday night.
Oh, yeah. I got 2.
I only got those once this year.
I still haven't used my coupon from the last time I got a coupon there.
Yeah, I was with you when we got them last time, but I lost them, so I'm not losing these ones I got on Friday night, no doubt. Pedro Alvarez. We didn't even talk about him. Guy who only plays 1 game a week, but he's got 20 home runs.
Yeah, why doesn't he play more?
Because he can't hit lefties.
Why doesn't Kim play more?
Yeah, but even
he can't hit lefties.
But sometimes they don't even play when they play lefties.
Yeah, I mean we only face like 2 to 3 lefties a week.
Expanded rosters.
Yeah.
2.1.
2.1 is his WAR.
Yeah.
And what's good? 1.
Well, no, 0. Like it's above replacement. Anything above.
Okay,
0.
yeah, right. You're right. So above 0. So okay, so he's 2.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
It doesn't really make sense to me. So he's gotten us 2 wins. All right.
I don't know.
Right, exactly. He's gotten us 2 more wins than your average.
2 more wins
average,
than the average
closer,
which
doesn't make any sense.
I don't really follow. Whatever.
WAR.
That's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Jacob Rocks
WAR,
Joey Rickard
what
is
is
the
it good
OVP
for?
this year.
He can be the OVP, but
Who?
the question is who's
Joey
the
Rickard.
Right. He can. What's that? Oriole valuable player?
He's the
MVO is what we're looking for.
Maybe
He's
the MVOA, the most valuable Oriole in April.
he is the
Right.
MVRFS, most valuable Royal Farm spokesman. But even that's not
No,
true.
Tucker's better than
Justin
him.
Tucker is.
Tucker just did that like rap new commercial.
Tucker's killing it.
He's
I don't know what Royal Farms is doing, but Tucker's killing it.
But those are got to be the 2 most awkwardly smiling white guys in any television commercial.
They could almost be brothers in those commercials.
We also got to vote in the chat room for Brad Brock, which is
Brad Brock? Sure.
Yeah.
First half most valuable Oriole, maybe. Second half not so much.
but he's been good lately.
Yeah,
we'll get.
He had a bad 2-3 weeks there.
We'll get to the MVO in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe next week.
Jumping the gun here. Jumping the gun. What's your 3 down?
3 down, 3 strikes.
I just come up with 1 down, then you guys come up with other downs. So
3
don't
up,
ask
3
me what
down?
my 3
Right,
downs are.
right.
Just ask me what my 1 down is.
All right, what's your 1 down?
Again, you can see this all the time, but I think it's worth repeating how despicable, how disgusting, how barbaric, how savage-like Boston fans are.
Ooh, that's what I was going to lean towards in my down.
They're the worst. They're just the worst people ever.
Representing the city of champions. This right here is a home run. Boston got the whole entire city on my back right now, and I ain't never been the type to ever back down.
You can turn that off anytime you want.
I'm just glad you didn't play Sweet Caroline.
No.
Well,
we made it the entire episode without talking about David Ortiz.
the down
next
part
good
about
time.
that is, in my opinion, you have to be mad that the Red Sox are good this year because it's every other year they're in last place.
Right.
Last year they were terrible, so there were no Red Sox fans at Camden Yards.
And
This year they're good, and
Right.
they're making what was already a bad attendance issue with the Orioles even worse now because the stadium is more than half full with Red Sox fans.
And we didn't really talk about it, but Boston's The Red Sox are really good.
Yeah.
That lineup is
and they're
going to win the World Series.
They're quick.
It's going to be Red Sox Cubs. It's
Yeah.
going to be a great series.
It's going to be Wrigley Field versus Fenway Park.
gonna be
Stadiums
awesome.
that are over 100 years old against each other.
As long as Boston can keep it up, because they were not that good earlier in the season, but they've hit their
David
stride.
Price has turned around.
Yeah, they've hit their stride now. That
lineup is insane.
If you're
they're
good
tough
now
to-
in late September, chances are you're going to stay good. Nobody's dropping off in the last week of the season when they have a 4-game lead in the American League East.
Yeah, they're going to be tough to beat in the series.
They're going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. Yeah. They're gonna
Well,
be good,
we got to hope it's that the
unfortunately.
Blue Jays keep falling off and that they have to come to Baltimore for a wild card game. That's our best chance. If we
Right.
go to Toronto.
Right now, I believe we have the tiebreaker over the Blue Jays.
As of now, but we got
As
3
of
games
now, but
against
we got
them.
3 games. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Not going to be pretty.
We haven't even made the playoffs yet. We're already losing to Toronto in the wild card game. I love it.
My bad for the week is Hyun-Soo Kim.
No.
Yeah. Because you noticed it at the game yesterday.
He had an awesome catch against the wall.
They changed
He
his
changed his theme song. This is not his walk-up music anymore.
Someone made a mistake in the booth.
He went up twice.
At least twice.
2 at-bats, then I probably left the game. He went out multiple times, not to this song.
Maybe the normal guy was sick and didn't know his button. I think it was just a mistake. Next time he plays, we're gonna find out.
That button's just on a loop, like a never-ending loop, because we enjoy it so much.
I don't think he really got.
I think he
changing the
did.
song.
I don't know. I think he learned English and picked a song with some English
What song
words.
was it? It was an English song.
Oh, I was looking it up at the game. I'd find it now, but it might not be the right thing.
I'm going to go with my down here, and I'm going to take it right out of a question from the chat room. The question was posed, is Royal Farms chicken real fast or real fresh? and as a person who frequents the Royal Farms store,
this can't be a real bad, really.
I would say it's never both. It's never both, because I've gone in there to get the chicken before, and it's sitting there in the tray. Who knows how long it's been sitting there, but I get it real fast, knowing that it's not real fresh. Or you go in there and the chicken tray is empty, and you have to wait, so it's not real fast, but you know it's real fresh because they're just now took it out of the oven or whatever they cook chicken in, bake
The
fryer,
fryer,
the deep fryer.
Yeah.
Either way, it's always delicious. Wink, wink. I love Royal Farms, except their candy's overpriced. If you're going with candy, you got to go to Walgreens.
Is there a difference in prices between Royal Farms? I thought all candy was the same. I thought all candy was like $1.50.
No, but at Walgreens, you can get like movie theater size boxes of candy, like 3 for $3. Whereas you go to Royal Farms and you want to get a big bag of like chewy Jolly Ranchers, and it's like $2.99 for one bag. Give me a break. I'm going to Walgreens.
I'm more of a Rite Aid guy myself.
So then,
ooh, really? Rite Aid's even worse.
So what was your
You
bad?
must not be a Rite Aid member.
That Royal Farms chicken is neither real fresh and real fast, or real fast and real fresh. It's either one or the other.
Okay.
That's what happens when I don't prepare. Thank you, Jacob Rock, for providing my 3 down. And being a loyal 336er.
Did you say you were bad, Josh?
Yeah, my bad is the walk-up song.
Oh, yeah, the
I was looking for Hyun-Soo Kim's. I had it yesterday. I was Googling, and I thought I found it, but I couldn't find it.
His new
tonight.
one?
His new one's lame.
Terrible.
I
will never go to an Oriole game again unless they change
Is this
it back.
why people aren't going to the games
That's
anymore?
why. That's exactly why.
Because they're afraid that he was traded. Now that he has changed his song, I think walk-up music, could that be why fans aren't showing up? We didn't touch on that. We should have touched on that.
Hey,
why fans are angry, walk-up music.
Speaking of attendance, the 3 of us are going Saturday night.
Yep.
It's Orioles hoodie night. It's our last regular season game that the 3 of us are going to be at.
Yep.
Hopefully, if we get a home playoff game, we can attend more than one of those.
Yep.
But yeah, if any 336ers are going to be there, you know where to find us. Not in section 336. Probably in 334.
Oh, yeah, this is it.
Yeah, this is Hyun-Soo's walk-up song.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Well, I mean, Hyun-Soo Kim, he's a bit of a character, I think.
Who are those
right?
girls singing?
It is a group called Fifth Harmony.
Okay.
With Kid Ink. Mandy's in the other room joking, so apparently it's a popular song.
Yeah, I've heard the song before.
You guys don't know who Fifth Harmony is?
Yeah, I heard it last night as Hyun-Soo Kim went up, and I said, "What is going on?"
Give it to me, I'm worth it.
I said, who's pinch hitting?
Give it to me, I'm worth it. Is he trying to ask for like a contract extension or something?
See, I thought maybe he was using it kind of to speak out at all the fans who did not want him early in the season. Who dives into first base?
Manny Machado.
Haven't we learned as like a society that diving into first base is slower than running your hard? I know Manny doesn't run hard, but running hard to first base is always smarter than diving into first base.
It's the most effort he's ever shown.
You know who dove into first place? Brian Roberts.
Maybe he heard the criticism and he said, "Here,
I'm going to prove him wrong and bash my head in."
It looks like I hustle if I dive into first, guys. You guys see me get dirty?
Give it to me, I'm worth it.
Yeah, maybe he said to the ump, "Give it to me, I'm worth it." I dove.
I think every Oriole player should use that as their walk-up song.
That Fifth Harmony song sounds like, "Let me clear my throat."
Good thoughts, Bert. Good thoughts.
Have good thoughts. Good thoughts. Good thoughts. No bad thoughts. No bad thoughts. Only good thoughts.
Cool story, bro.
Speaking of cool story.
Oh, yeah, the story.
I took baby Albie to the game on Monday night. We were leaving the ballpark, walking past Raven Stadium, and some creepy guy pulled up in a car next to us and said, hey, does your son have a baseball? I said, no. He's like, does he want one? I said, okay. He's like, come here.
And so he stole your kid?
We approached the window.
This is how you
lose your kid.
Hey, I got candy. Hey, I got a baseball.
Right. Was he wearing a clown mask?
He was a overweight guy with a beard, gray hair.
Santa Claus?
Standard run-of-the-mill, sex offender. When you think of sex offender, you think of this guy. And
who's asking if your son wants a ball.
He pulled out a giant.
Naturally, you walked right up to the car.
Of course, holding my son inches away from this man, and he pulls out a giant red sack and hands us a baseball, and we say thank you very much, and we walk away.
Did you just interact with Santa Claus?
Ball back.
I think he might have been the baseball Santa Claus.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So he got a baseball.
Always carries around a sack full of balls. Is that his deal?
I thought he might have been like one of the ball hawks, but he was way too older and bigger to be one of those guys like we've had on our show.
Couldn't run around and get mad at the people in their way.
Yeah.
Now,
shoved in the back?
Did you ask him if the baseball was made with and rubbed with Delaware mud?
No, but I will be honest with you.
It was rubbed in something.
Before he handed the ball right to my son. And then as he pulled away, I grabbed it out of his hands and I smelled it. I just wanted, I don't know.
So weird.
What's that supposed to do?
I don't know, but if it had some kind of foul odor, I didn't want to keep it. I seriously did. I did do that.
And so he sniffed his ball. What did it smell like?
It smelled like a baseball. It smelled like Delaware mud.
All right.
But if it smelled like, like he had been sitting on it or something.
You think he would smell that?
I mean, if he had been sitting on it, I feel like it would have a distinctive smell.
Well, it would at least be uncomfortable.
It would be smelly.
So weird.
It was a condensed Bert story time to end out the show. Yeah. Make sure you tune in at the end of the show because you never know what I'm going to drop at the end every week.
We almost missed that story. That's so great.
I'm glad we got that in.
Oh, man. Sex offenders and sniffing balls. That's a great way to end the show. Wow. All right, boys and girls. Thanks for listening. If you haven't written us a review on iTunes, what are you doing?
Seriously.
Write us a review on iTunes already.
Review my story.
You know we're awesome. You don't have to use specifics about Bert's story in the review.
No.
But go ahead and give us a nice 5-star review.
Hey, for the people listening on Facebook, what's the name of this episode? Delaware Mud, We Hate the Orioles, They're All Nut Jobs, or come up with something about Bert sniffing balls. What do you want the show to be called?
Let's steer away from that one. Thank you.
Yeah. You can like us on Facebook as well. We have a Facebook page. We're live every Tuesday at 7:30 on Facebook. So join the chat at Facebook.
You got it. Facebook.com/section336.
I know I got it. I'm just going to the next thing. I'm giving a pause so fans, so 336ers can just take it in.
You got to get this out before we detour again.
The song's almost over a second time.
Guys, I'll get there. All right, can you let me get there? You can also like our Instagram. You can also like us on Twitter at Section336 Show.
Show. There's no the Section336 Show. We're not a video game.
We should add the. I still think we should add the, but whatever.
It's too many letters. We'd run out of that 144 or whatever real fast.
That Twitter's changed. Now the
pictures do not count for 144.
Nor do the names. The at section 336 does not count as
do hashtags
as characters. Hashtags do.
Okay.
But not people, not the.
Because whenever I'm promoting the T-shirt and do that hashtag Make Baltimore Great Again, that's a big chunk of hashtags.
Yeah, or sometimes you're having like conversation with 4 different people and you can only write like.
You're right. That is
so
annoying. So names don't matter anymore.
No, they don't.
All right, good.
All right.
Time for more Twitter arguments.
People, stay focused. We gotta get out of here.
I'm trying to drag it out for this Trumbo at bat, and the Red Sox just want to slow it down more.
That's all right. I just want to go home.
You can follow me on Twitter at section336. You can follow Bert
at Bert Brody. You
can follow Josh
at Josh Soroka.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's.
Section 336 is a affiliate of 24/7 Networks. Find Section 336 on UtahStreetReport.com.